Alright, what's up guys? I'm going to actually run through this tournament, the 9 holes in the Metro Open tournament, as much as for me as for you guys. And I've got some things that I use for these tournaments that I'll put in the description of the video. One of which is Golf Clash Tommy. He's terrific. His videos and his written guides are awesome. The subreddit for Golf Clash is pretty great. And then of course there's the Caddy app that you will see me using throughout this video. So I'll link to all of that in the description. And with all those things combined, I've yet to miss a weekend cut for a tournament. Even though this is only my third, I'm still relatively new to the game. But that should tell you something. As a new player, I've been able to make it to the weekend and do pretty well just using those, 3 or 4 resources. So I will link that in the description. This is hole 1. You'll see here on the right hand side, I've got the clubs I'm using. On the left, I've got the hole it is and the ball. And in the bottom right, I've got the wind icon with the percentage, and that's the adjustments that I'm using for my my ring adjustments. And if you don't know about ring adjustments for wind, then that's a whole different video that I'll probably make eventually, but I'm not going to discuss that right now. That's not what this video is about. This is just kind of analyzing 9 holes from this tournament. Now this is from the this is not the first 9, but this is the opening round where you play 18. I just recorded 9 holes so I could take a look at it later and just see how I did. So I'm not going to do the putts. That was a pretty good birdie. I'm not going to show the putts because those are pretty self-explanatory. So here we have a nice par 3. I've got the Voyager ball here, and I'm using that because I don't want extra power. Power 1 is all I need, but I want that wind resistance, and I want to be able to add some spin too, so I don't have to. I don't want to play too close to that sand trap. So I'm trying to use that right spin, and then I've got an adjustment of 10% for power. And I'm playing with the Guardian a lot more lately, and it's because it's got pretty good distance, but I like the increase in accuracy, and I like the backspin. But you'll see on this hole, the backspin actually came back to bite me a little bit. This one was a little bit shorter than I wanted, so that was a little bit. Actually, this isn't the one I was thinking of, so that's actually pretty good. I'll take that. So having that backspin is crucial on some of these par 3s, especially in this tournament. This hole gave me the most trouble. So even with a Berserker ball, which is a power 5 ball, so that's where I wanted to go. I mean, like, that's the shot that I'm trying to take. I added 10% to my wind. I'm definitely playing the left side because I want to reach in 2, which is why I've got a big dog club as well. I mean, yeah, everything's right here. I think my adjustments are good. You got to hit the ball perfect here, or you're out of luck. So I hit it great. So it's gonna be a tiny bit too much to the right, and you'll see it doesn't quite roll down out of the rough, and that's, that eliminates pretty much any eagle opportunity for this. And the par 5s, you gotta eagle them in the tournaments to do well. So that's unfortunate. I'm gonna show all my shots. I don't show the putts, but I'll show these shots though, just so you can kind of see what I do. So here it's just the only play. It's kind of play it safe with the razor, just trying to get myself in a position. An eagle's not impossible here, because if I play all the way up there, there's a chance that I could hit that ball in, but it's not going to be easy. So what you want to be doing is chipping or putting for your eagle on these par 5s. So play it safe, and then I've got the big dog here for my 3rd shot, so I don't even need it. Yeah, so I've got the backbone. So I still got an iron shot here for number 3, which is okay. So I wasn't in a terrible spot. I wasn't too upset about it. It's just you got to hit that fairway if you want a chance at eagle. But playing the left side, even if you don't, kind of the point of showing this is, even though I didn't hit the fairway, I'm still able to get, I can't get the eagle here, unfortunately, but I'm still able to get that birdie. So let's see what happens here. I don't remember. I think maybe I came up short. So I've got minus 10% here as my ring adjustment. I think I'm gonna go in and change that graphic before I upload this video. I may have done 10% for my adjustment here, but I just don't think that's right. I think I'm hitting uphill. So if anything, I think it's, oh no, I did. I subtracted 10%. I'm sorry. I'm not thinking. It's late when I'm recording this. So that's right. I mean, that's a good shot. A little bit too much backspin, but that was dead on. So subtract 10% from the wind because it's, it's up an uphill shot. So the ball's not in the air as long. So this may have been the Guardian shot where I think I gave it just a tiny bit too much backspin, and I think that's because of the headwind that I have here. I think with this much headwind, I'm thinking that much backspin's probably not the right play. I think my read is pretty good. So I think the read's pretty good. I think my adjustments, I'm adding 10% for every hole. My first shot on every hole, except for hole 9 in this tournament. So for each tee shot, I'm adding 10% to my wind adjustments because they're all downhill just a little bit on this course. So I think I may have gotten a little unlucky with that bounce perhaps, but also I think maybe a tiny bit too much backspin. But that's okay. That's still a birdie. As long as you get it fairly decent on the green here, that's fine. That's why the Guardian's so good here. But this hole, in my opinion, the play is definitely going to the right. And I use all that backspin because I don't want to be cutting it so close to the water, right? Just in case. I've hit a few greats so far in this tournament. So just in case I hit another great, you do not want to end up in the water. That's just a tournament killer if you do something like that. So I use a little extra side spin there, just for the main reason of getting it away from the water a little bit, and then hope for the perfect, which I do, and bounce it over. It gives me a real good chance on my second shot here, the approach shot. So that's beautiful. That's perfect. That's what I'm looking for. That's a good tee shot. I'm happy with that. So again, 10% because I was off the tee, and that's what's going to happen for all of these tournament holes. All right, so this should be, what is this? No, this is a thorn shot. So I've really been liking the thorn a lot more lately, and it's because I'll use as much backspin as I can while still getting the ball there. And then on my second, you can see there, I try and dunk it. So that second little arrow, not the first one, but the second one is where I usually try and dunk it, because even if I miss a little bit when I'm applying that much backspin, as long as I'm not on too much of a slope, I'm going to be real close. So for this one, it's just get it where I'm trying to dunk it, make sure my adjustments are right. I'm not doing any adjustments for wind. This is 0%. So I'm just using the ring system here again. And if I can hit this perfect, then I should be in business. And these are the sort of shots, if you're trying to win or take down this tournament, that you just have to hit. So let's see. So this, I'll spoil it. This is a dunk. That's exactly what I was trying to do here. And I think, again, like I said, if you're trying to get pretty high up in these tournaments, you got to hit some shots like this. This hole gave me trouble. There's just with an extra mile 5 club that I've got here, there's not a ton of wiggle room. You got to squeeze it right there in between those that little dip between the traps to make it count. So I think everything was fine here, except I didn't hit it perfect. If I had to go back and do it again, I may have given it just a little extra. Instead of just hitting it there, I think I may have tried to give it just a tiny bit extra power, just to be safe. So even if I do hit it great like this, maybe I could have had enough to get over there. But you just got to be careful, But hitting it in the bunker here puts me in a bad spot. So now I got to lay up, as you can see, and I can't cross the water. So, this is a terrible layup shot. This is just kind of... it's pretty close to worst case scenario to be in that first bunker. So I think just for my own sake, when I play this one again this weekend for the final round, I'm going to try and give it a little more power, just in case I do miss the perfect, which happens. And then so for this one again, I think I'm using the Guardian. Hopefully my graphics right. No, so my graphics wrong. I'm going to try and change the graphic on this one too. So hole 6, shot 3 is actually a sniper on this one. So that's interesting. I'm not sure why I chose sniper here. I think it's probably a good choice. I think I love having the accuracy. I love having the extended ball guide. So I think this is probably not the wrong choice. So I'll try and update that graphic. I think a sniper's a good shot because, this is where I wanted to be after my first shot, right? So if my tee shot had gone well, this is probably where I'm sitting. And then use quite a bit of curl, quite a bit of side spin, and it's a little bit too much, but still it's going to trickle back down here, and that's just, that's a good shot. So if that could have been my second shot instead of my third, that would have been an eagle instead of a birdie. Just one better score. So next, at this one I'm playing a quarterback and a sniper. I'm doing that because I want the accuracy, because I'm really laying up here on the right hand side of the fairway. That's the play. There's no reason to put that water in play here. You don't really get any benefit, in my opinion, from going over the water. So I'm laying up here with the quarterback. Making my ring adjustments again 10% because that's what I'm doing for every hole except for hole number 9. And if I can hit it perfect, which I do, that's the other nice thing about the quarterback is it's not too hard to hit it perfect. And even if you don't, it's pretty forgiving. But that's about as good of a drive as I can hope for on this hole because now I've got a chance with the backbone. To put it close, an eagle here would be nice, but that's just hard. So what I would do, what I think I eventually end up doing, instead of trying to cut that rough so close with the sand there, just use as much side spin as you can. I think that's the play. And I'm playing with a lot of kingmakers here. I play with those in the tournament. That's just that's what I play with. It's just such a good ball. So if you have them, use them. If not, I think a good ball for this hole would be a katana. I don't think a Titan's necessary here. I think a katana would be a really good ball for this hole as well because you want that side spin so you can kind of get away like I did here from the rough and the bunker, take those out of play and try and you don't have to have a lot of distance on that first shot either. So it's about just kind of laying up. That's the perfect shot. So, this one didn't quite fall. I think a little bit too much. The distance on that was perfect. I just my adjustment needed to be a little more, I think, than 10% there, which is interesting. Par 3 with a sniper. This one is a weird hole. I haven't quite figured it out yet. So as you can see, my ball guide here is way to the left of the hole, right? So I keep playing around with it here. I can't quite get it where I want. The last thing I want to do is fall back down. So I said, you know what? Let's just play it up, go a little long here. I think I used maybe a little bit of backspin and then make my adjustments. Again, I got a sniper for this one because I value the accuracy here on this one more than anything else. And that's a perfect shot. So you would think, I'll probably roll past it to the left, but this one takes kind of interesting bounce and it's just right past the hole. I mean, that's just it's about as close as you can get to not hitting the pin as possible there. So that, that was kind of a weird hole. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one as I play it again. Just kind of remember that that's how I did that one with the sniper. This hole is important. You got to make sure you use a lot of backspin and go to the left because the way the slope goes, it'll push the ball back to the right. So you got to, it's not necessarily a layup. I need the extra mile because I got to make sure I get to it. So, I don't think a quarterback's the right club here, but an extra mile, you just got to hit it perfect. You got to put it right there on the fairway. Otherwise, you're in a lot of trouble on this hole. So I did what I needed to. I think that's about as good of a drive as I can hope for. I'm not going to play around with trying to get a few extra yards out of this one. I think even though, you want to get as close as you can for this big dog to give yourself a chance. Really, if you can curve it in and get into that skinny part of the fairway, that's a very reasonable shot to make, especially if you have a club like a rapier. I think that's how you say it. That's a really good club for this sort of hole. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to play this one out. This one was interesting, just so you can see how not to play this third shot. So I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but this turned out about as good as I could have hoped for a second shot because I'm just not going to have the distance to get all the way up on the green here. But I gave myself a really good, about as good of a chance for eagle as I could hope for, like I said, especially with this club. And I got crazy here, so I decided to go full forward spin. Well, it's just not the play, and you'll see. So I bring it back a little as much as I can, full forward spin right into the cup. You would think, and this is not the play. I'm showing this so you don't do it, but definitely don't do this. I'm gonna roll on past the hole, but let me know what you guys think. I've got no video here. This is just kind of a quick commentary, as much for myself as anything. But let me know if you find this helpful, and let me know if you're playing this game, and if you're looking for a clan. Hit us up. We are the One-Eyed Gators. I'll leave that in the description too. Come play with us. And good luck in your tournament this weekend. Hope this was helpful. Peace.